Awesome. Well, hopefully everybody can hear me and we've got everybody else muted. I want to welcome you to our elevation call this evening. This is a tradition that we have kept for goodness now. My first introduction to the business came November 2nd of 2017. And it was very quickly that I realized that I was learning a lot in this new business and that I really needed to be able to share this with our new team members. And I think all of us would agree this is a super dynamic business, that it continues to morph and change. This is not really just a sprint, it is a marathon. But it gets more and more exciting the more team members that we bring on. And what I found over time is that about 80% of our volume is really just very loyal customers, people who are using this product day in and day out. And about 20% is people who ultimately really do develop the courage to share this with other people, who really have a desire to share the great benefits that they've gotten from the product. And by sharing, they're able to really start to move that very heavy snowball up a mountain and build a team that help create leverage to have that rolling down the other side. And we, on our elevation call flyer, we always talk about, all the things that we want to accomplish with elevation call, but really this is our team call. And those of you guys who have pointed out that Hal is not right with me today, he's actually in the other room watching the Arkansas Razorbacks. So we have found when there is a conflict, we know who wins, and he will probably be in here in a minute. But one of the things that I've really disciplined myself to do is to talk about what this business really is. And I believe that this is a purpose-driven vehicle to serve others, to help us better care for ourselves, but also to help redirect dollars from consumption to income. And so in this call, we're going to kind of blend some of those themes. I want to introduce you to a couple of friends of mine who really are not new. They started this business, one of them actually in 2018, one in 2019. But before we do that, I want to talk about the people who are on our leaderboard, because this is kind of an indication of who is sprinting right now. And the leaderboard is the top 25 in the entire globe of Zalease who are enrolling new customers, new ambassadors. And it's really a sum total of the amount of volume and how many new ambassadors that they're enrolling. So I want to start with number 16, Megan Williams. A big shout out, Megan from Florida. Number 15 is Laura McClendon from Texas, and give Laura a shout out. I actually was talking to one of her downline, Bethany, today on the phone. So Laura is assembling a wonderful team as well. And then number 5, we have Christina Brown from Indiana. And so we're watching Christina. If you are on Team Unlimited, which is our Facebook page, you'll have seen Christina's beautiful before and after photos with Lachey. She's transformative, I might add. She's got blonde hair. One of these days we're going to have her on as well, just to kind of show you guys, everyone has results from some product in our line, and that's part of finding our voice, is finding that product that really helps you to share Zalease with the entire world. And this is really this team call. We kind of focus on different aspects of building a business, sharing the products. And for those of you guys who actually got on earlier, you heard me ask John Poole from Van Buren, Arkansas, to share his story as an amputee who has struggled with phantom pain. He has just an amazing story. And we're celebrating now 2 years of great results with blood work, where his doctor said he thought he was going to die 2 years ago. And now he has completely normal blood work. He's off all of his medications. And that is just, again, the thing that most excites me, is to see people just really benefit from the lives that these products are helping us achieve. And so one of the things I want to do first, I want to introduce you to a really good friend of mine her name is Patty Bug. And some of you guys might know Patty, but many of you guys are going to say, I don't think I know Patty Bug. Well, Patty has a real estate background. She has a very extensive career, and she has done everything from city government to real estate. She's an entrepreneur. She's very, very devout in her faith. But I was introduced to Patty really by Judy Carver and Judy's team, Donna Nunn in particular. And Donna, God rest her, is still here, even though she passed a couple of months ago. And that was a very, very difficult thing for our team. But I'm going to bring Patty to the line. She actually is an area ambassador. And one of the beautiful things in a business where that's a marathon is that you have the ability to build very quickly, kind of claim your territory, and then actually rest. And so Patty built for a period of time, and then she has been still consuming products, still kind of staying plugged in and out. But she has been texting me quite a bit lately. And that to me is a sign that she really wants to build this. And so, Patty, I want to bring you back because I want to introduce you to everybody. I'm very grateful that you built the organization that brought in some of our top leaders, Linda and Jim Ferguson, Steve and Jenny Todd, and everyone on their team. So I want you to come on, unmute yourself and introduce yourself to everyone.
Okay, I just unmuted myself. Am I good?
You're a good girl.
Perfect.
Good to see you. Patty, tell us a little bit about your story.
Sure. Well, first of all, I have to say thank you to you and Hal, because you all have been faithful with this Sunday night call, forever. And it's so good to have a system and know that you can count on that no matter what. And we just appreciate that. So my story is probably a little different than most. At the time when I saw this in 2018, I had actually been a realtor for about 30 years and, loved what I was doing, and told Donna, I don't have time. I tried that for about 2 weeks. And she finally said, look, you're my friend and you're going to go to this meeting. And boy, when I went to that meeting, that's just keep after them. Keep after them, your good friends, if you have to shame them like she did me. It's just amazing what I saw that first night. I saw it, I saw it and I just started thinking, what am I going to do? How am I truly going to add anything else? And at that time, I have to say, it was real estate first, city commission second, and Zalise third. And that might work for some people. For me, it just wasn't enough. I have to focus. And, it truly is true when they say you get what you focus on, because I realized that, I was still getting good real estate business because I was focusing on it. I did have the good fortune to bring some good people in. I just love Dr. Jim and Dr. Linda, and they are amazing and they have built it. And one of the things I remember most about them is when they got serious and made that decision that you'll all hear us talk about, that decision, they put it on a big chalkboard in their kitchen, and it was their 90-day plan. And I know for a fact that everyone on this call is 90 days away from having a complete success if you decide. It's a decision. So when I look back on, the reason it might have worked, might not have worked for me anyway, I just didn't focus on it. So if it's not keeping you awake at night and you don't think about it a lot during the day, you're probably not focused, and that's okay. For me, I have to go all in. So now when I'm making my calls, I'm telling people this used to be my side gig, but now it's my main gig. So they're really starting to listen to me because they know that I'm not dependent upon real estate. I've shared with a bunch of you guys that in real estate, each year, January 1st, you have to get up, make those same goals, and you have to work just as hard. With this business, if you put the work in and do it right, then, you can have money coming in for the rest of your life. Now, I don't want to just do it and sit back. I have to have purpose in my life. And, I heard you say that, Lisa, and I knew from day one that your purpose was to help others. And even though we're focusing on the business, I knew your purpose was to help others. And I know that, if we all can do that, what's Zig Ziglar say? If you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And I think that focus on the business is the first thing. But I think somehow, when we sponsor people, at least for me, I have to totally start praying and saying, Lord, how can I help them? Where do they want to get in? What do they want to do? And really start trying to put myself inside them and say, okay, what do they want out of this business? Not what I want for them. What do they want out of this business? And for me, as far as the product goes, it made a huge difference in my life. Changed, I didn't even realize I had a problem, but I couldn't even sit for a couple hours without hurting, and I have no problem. I tell you right now, I watched church this morning, made a couple hours worth of phone calls, went out and played 18 holes of golf, and here I am, and I'm fine. And I'm 66 years old. Without CBD oil and CBG oil, I could not do that. So that's a little bit of the story there. I just have to say this. I know I want to try to be brief, but there's probably not too much about me brief, but I took a few notes yesterday. Yeah, I think it'll help somebody if you weren't on the calls yesterday. But anyway, we had that training Zoom and I took 4 pages of notes. And that's another thing. Leaders take notes. And Lisa, I watched you and you know more about this business than all of us put together, but I still watch you take notes, so I'm going to be taking notes forever. But in less than an hour, like I said, I had 4 pages and it's so good because we could see their heart and they really gave us some good stuff. But I think what came out of that more than anything, of course, you have to be reading the good books. You have to be, watching the movie, and I'm going to see that The Secret. And you have to always be having your personal development because we have to grow in order to help others. But I think what I pulled out of that, and guys, other people might have pulled something else. And you don't know when you listen to a 1-hour presentation, just go away with one nugget. And the thing that came away for me was just no negative. No negative. If you have a bad call and they say no, okay, next. Just get the negative out of your life and make sure you're excited. And I'm really excited now. And I'll finish by saying, my best friend, my very best friend in life for about 35 years now, we had a real estate business together. And about 20 years ago, she went into the mission field and now she's my pastor. And up until this point, she's just always said, "Oh, Patty, you can't give up your real estate business. You do too well with that. You can't give up your real estate business." And, when I would ask her to pray about it, she would always come back, "Well, I think you're supposed to keep doing your real estate business." So I did hire her about 6 months ago for my marketing on my real estate. And she realized how crazy real estate is right now. So she actually called me and she said, "You're going to be not doing real estate." I said, "You're right, Lisa. I'm going to be doing Zalise." And you know what she said? She said, "Well, you have my blessing and I will help you and do some marketing for you in that. Let's get together and do a video." So that just released me so much to go out and do what I know I need to do. And I hope I hadn't talked too long, but I hope I can help somebody tonight.
Awesome, Patty Bug. I love your energy. And I also love what's hanging above your head.
That is my new dream board with that little glitter glue and everything. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you for putting together a dream board, and you're an inspiration to so many. And Patty, just because there's probably callers on the line that really have not met you, were you the one that brought Jim and Linda in?
Well, actually, no, I didn't have my appointment before my friend Donna Phillips had her appointment. So I would like to have done that. But you know what, Donna, I still talk to Donna. We work together in real estate. Of course, I won't be talking to her too much because I'm not really going to the office much, but she just kind of mentioned it to Linda, and Linda and Jim just have an amazing story. But when we went down to Rookies that first night, they saw it. And when they saw it, they decided they were going to run with it. And they are just so smart about all the science. So if you ever want to know about the science, obviously call Dr. Jim and Dr. Linda. They can tell you everything because Linda has studied hours on hours on hours, and she can tell you all about that. But I wish they were personally sponsored, but close, one between us.
Well, and what I've always told everyone, especially if they say, I just don't know a Jim and Linda, what we do is we just activate our network and we talk to the people that we know. We create conversations with them, and it's usually on our second, third, or fourth level that we find the Jim and Lindas. The Patties. Obviously, Patty, I didn't know you without Judy Carver. So it's beautiful to see the longevity that you have. And I know, Patty, that you have, you've taken a run at this before, but this time you're much more focused on the opportunity instead of really just talking about CBD. Is that true?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I know that I can, not only help people with their health, which I have, but I also know that anybody, once they make that decision, can do this. And I want to help them with their wealth too, because, with this pandemic, I hope and pray it never happens again. But a lot of people were forced into their homes. And, this is you can do it home based, and we can do Zoom. And I have to say, I'm really excited that we're going to do live meetings again. But, this is something I was just talking to a few people today, and they agreed with me that they would love to have something that they could have done out of their home when they were forced home, so just an exciting business. And I'm excited.
Well, we're excited to have you back. So thank you so much for being willing to share, Patty.
Thank you.
Awesome. 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 Well, and I want to also bring another couple to the line who I adore. Kristen Olander and I have done another business together, so we definitely knew each other really well. I also did not actually pull Kristen into the business, but she and her husband, Eric, have done some really amazing things. And Kristen, I want to bring you to the line, and I know that you're going to help us understand a little bit more about the binary. And for those of you guys who are on the call, you're going to get some free training tonight, because so many people are confused about the difference between binary income or binary volume and generational income or generational volume. And Eric and Hal were having a conversation, and Hal gave Eric the assignment that he's going to not only study it himself, but he's going to share some of that with us. And so it kind of is a great opportunity, because Kristen has made a shift, and many of you guys have heard Kristen's name. She's in Atlanta, just a very entrepreneurial, dynamic California girl who's transplanted to Atlanta. But Kristen has made a shift, not only just in mindset, but just how she's approaching this business. And I wanted her to actually share that with everyone. So Kristen, are you there?
I am. Thank you. Can you hear me loud and clear?
You're coming in loud and clear. You look amazing. And I want to just say, both of you guys, I swear, you guys both look 20 years younger. It's crazy. I mean, you're always been gorgeous, but you guys
have a new calling card, I don't need the Zalease business card as much as I used to. People just look at me and say, what's different? Or, what are you up to? So Lachey's been really helpful with that too. Thank you, Lisa, so much. I mean, what a privilege and an opportunity for us to be here. Both you and Hal, and your mentorship and our history together, which is why I'm really here, because I didn't know much, but I knew you, and that was, my first step in, and then others like Angela and others on the team. And I also just want to thank so many others here tonight who have added to our growth and to my friendships and kinships. So along with Lisa and Hal and their mentorship, there's so many people here today who have influenced us. And for those who don't know us, yes, I'm Kristen, and this is my husband, Eric. We are here in Atlanta. And all you really need to know tonight is that we really, truly love and appreciate everything about the Zalease culture, this business model, the innovations in the science and products, the mentorship, the friends, and more. I mean, it really just keeps getting better. When I came in, Lisa and Angela and some others had shown this to me. It took within just a few weeks to go gold. And I really just started enrolling and rolling and rolling. I just knew, here's a placement tree, left, right, left, right. The products worked. And we found ourselves not just benefiting from the products, but starting to share. And then we started to roll here and there and sell retail. So we were starting to make some money, a little bit here and there. And we were looking for some business builders. That was really the intention, but we've gotten distracted. We've been learning about the products and the science, or there's the stimulus and there's new things. And so with more enrollments recently, and because we found ourselves kind of in that area, and with Lachey coming in, it was like, wow, something had to change. We really had to look at how we could increase our income and be strategic. So with help from the coaching with Lisa and Hal, and that upline, the comp overview, listening to Stephen Thompson's section on the binary, we got really, really excited. And like you said, Lisa, for me, there's really been a mind shift. I call it my action activator, so to speak. And I want to tell you more about that at the end. But for now, I'm going to introduce Eric, and he's going to tell you about this binary system and the qualifications and the hows to unlocking it and getting a residual weekly check.
Yes. Well, thank you. And I also want to thank you, Hal and Lisa, for the opportunity to discuss this Zalease binary payment plan. I have a little tell here. I'm going to put on some readers, going to be doing a little bit of reading. But we want to also thank you for your engagement and leadership in all of our businesses. And your weekly commitment to the Sunday night elevation call is a welcome undertaking that Kristen and I plan on each week. And what we've seen in our recent activities is Kristen and I have been forced to take a dive into understanding the binary plan. as we've been growing as ambassadors, it became clear to me that I've been operating under the traditional model of earning. Kristen has a far greater understanding of this type of business than I do, so I've had to play some catch up with her to see how this business actually works. You know, briefly, most of us are accustomed to trading our hours for dollars, working for others, or as some others on this call, we own our own businesses, which is basically trading our hours for our clients. And what I began to see is that this is how I saw the world of earning income. Now that I've entered into the world of Zalease with retail sales and binary teams and infinity fast start bonuses and generational bonuses, I had to begin to start changing my thinking on how to earn income here. Zalease has created an environment in which the ambassadors get paid in multiple ways. And one of these ways, as Kristen has mentioned, is the binary plan. And with quick summary, the binary plan has a purpose. Its purpose is to provide structure in our business. It only takes 2 legs. We enroll on our left side and on our right side to activate the binary. And with this binary, we can get paid to infinite levels. And I kind of understood all that after seeing the business opportunity so many times, but I didn't know what binary volume was or how it was created. And so what I had to do is get into some of our resources and figure that out. And so what I learned is one of our first business goals as a new ambassador is to find out how to qualify for these weekly binary commissions, because they're paid on a weekly basis. And how we do that is really twofold. First, we have to make a decision to have a minimum of 100 PV, personal volume on auto ship. That's what we do as an ambassador. The second, we start by enrolling a new ambassador on the left side of our tree and the right side of our tree. And then we make sure that they're considered an active ambassador. And that is done by having them at least 50 PV of auto ship per month on their in their business. Now we're ready to build this binary volume that we're talking about. Well, how do we do that? The goal really becomes that we want to have 300 binary volume points on each leg. And to turn on the binary engine, if you will. And we do this by teaching our new ambassadors how to sign up new first-time enrollment packs in their business. So, in other words, the activity enrolling a gold, a silver, bronze, or wholesale customer builds our binary volume, which is different from the business volume we get from purchasing products. The binary volume is about enrolling people at gold, silver, bronze, and wholesale customers. And I had to repeat that to myself several times to understand the difference. Because you see BV in several different places, and it gets confusing. But every time we sign up somebody new in our business, we get binary volume. And how do we get paid on this binary volume? Well, once we reach 300 binary volume points on each leg, the Zalease computer system says, ha ha, they've done it. And we're going to reward them with some commission money. Each Saturday, this number is computed, and then we get paid the next Friday. So somebody like me who likes a weekly paycheck, that'd be one way to get my weekly paycheck. The beautiful part about this is for people on our team who want weekly paychecks is we then teach this and teach them how to earn their weekly paycheck. Another thing I learned about BV, binary volume, is our upline leaders can help us get binary volume. And so that way we can also, as becoming a leader, we can also help our team build their binary volume by signing up ambassadors under them. I discovered something. The fastest way to increase our binary volume is to follow the plan of the 4x4. If we are signing up goals as we're requested to do and help them sign up for goals, then we are just dramatically increasing the speed of building our binary volume. Now, a couple warnings that I had to learn too was that we need to meet that monthly requirement of 100 personal volume on auto ship, or we will lose our stored volume in the binary. It's very important to stay on that auto ship. Additionally, we need to have our personally sponsored active ambassadors stay on their auto ship so that we don't lose our binary. So there's a couple of things to keep in mind when we're building this. So the one thing I had a question was how do we know how much binary volume we have? Well, I've discovered that on the summary page of our back office, there's a little section that says binary volume, and it's right there in black and white. I know that it's on our Pro, Lisa. I don't know if it's on the Unpro.
I think it's on everyone's.
Okay, so it's there in black and white for us to check on a daily basis to see how many of our ambassadors or ourselves have enrolled new ambassadors. The other thing is just keeping track of who's enrolling in your organization. Right now in March, since we've had the enrollment fee waived, our current BV for a gold is 500 points. So we sign up a gold, we get 500 binary volume points. For silver, it is 200 binary points. Bronze is 75, and the wholesale customer is 50. And at this moment in time, there is no BV offered on a stimulus customer, which is something that we discovered was hurting us, that we needed to change. So in conclusion, the resources for this information I found we have the Zalise app. I found it on the Zalise app and in the back office under resources. Stephen has a great discussion on the binary compensation plan dated May 6, 2020. And this information is also in the compensation plan booklet on pages 8 and 9. And what I had to do, because it's the way my brain works, is I had to listen, I had to read, and I had to take notes, and I had to review it, and I had to listen, read, and review. And now I feel like I understand really what I need to do to produce more binary volume. And I'm going to turn it back over to Kristen.
That was fantastic.
Where did you find that guy?
Where'd you get that guy?
He didn't know that he could teach, and we're finding out all sorts of things. Remember, we grow in so many ways, and who knew we would make money at it? But when we got a better understanding of this binary system, it really lit our fire. And for me, it just completely flipped the script, so to speak. So I'll go back and touch on what you were asking about earlier, Lisa, which is what does that look like? So I don't have such a gentle assessment and get to know you kind of approach as I did before. I become less casual and very honed in on that opportunity, on showing the plan. And, I can hear Dr. Linda say it. I can hear Angela and us talk about it. I can hear you and Hal talk about it all this time. I can hear Stephen Thompson say, now is time to go fast track 4x4. All those things together, along with the binary system, it just all merged. So for instance, this week I changed the way that, or the last couple of weeks have changed the way that I talk to people. And it is leading with the opportunity and changing the questions to more of the, are you looking for additional income streams, different ways to supplement your income? Hey, what do you know about hemp? Better yet, what CBD are you taking? I tried them out both. I found that the two together worked for me. And then with that reaction, I get to start engaging questions and categorize the person on the phone into product user, not interested, product user, maybe a product user, potential business, and then business builder. So it just shortens everything. And we've had, the calendar is filled up. We have people who we're looking at the tools that we have to do this are not just the products that have been working so well and the stories that we have, but this Lachey, I mean, that has just really fueled the fire and opened up some new opportunities there. I mean, the time is now. Learning more about the binary and these customized enrollment packs. I mean, just today, looking up this silver, it's so exciting to be able to start, you know, using these tools to really help people create a business for themselves. So it was that kind of mind shift for me.
That was incredible, both of you guys. Eric, great training. I mean, you weren't just reading out of the compensation plan, you were really teaching.
Broke it down.
Didn't
Great
he do
job. Oh
awesome?
yeah, when he sent me his overview in writing the other day, I knew he was going to nail it.
You nailed the delivery as well, Eric. And you know, it took me a long time to understand that 300 and binary volume, it could be my volume, it could be somebody above me, or it could be somebody below me. So that's truly the team working together. And you did a great job of explaining that to us.
Well, thank you.
Did you want to add
Thank
anything?
Yeah, and the other thing that I just want other people to know that we have seen with Eric and Kristen is once they understood not all the details of how you make money and making money on Friday. You know, I've been saying for a while, it's all about getting paid on Friday and helping your team get paid on Friday. And so once you guys kind of got that, it's like, okay, now I see it more as a business and more of the business understanding. And that's really the way that we can get gold packs, fast tracks, and 4x4s and do it as Stephen designed it to be. None of us can go out and build this business successfully unless we do it the way Stephen Thompson designed it to be done. I mean, he's the one who's made the business. And if we don't do it the way he's designed it, we will not be successful and certainly not long-term. So congratulations. Thank you so much for the effort you put in for all of us, but especially for you. It's your business that you just improved.
And Kristen, I love your kind of talking tracks that you're using now, just in terms of, you know, communicating, leading with the opportunity. Some people don't understand that you bait your hook with what you want to pull in. And you did a great job of just summarizing that. Do you mind saying that one more time, just kind of how you communicate?
Ooh, okay, which is basically the one of where when I call somebody, I have a deliberate intention. And that is that I'm going to assess them within the first couple of minutes. And I won't go through all the niceties of, do you have a minute type of thing, or this is why I'm calling, but this is why I'm calling. I thought of you because I've got a groundbreaking opportunity. Are you interested in adding additional income streams to your practice or whatever it is? And they might say yes or no. And then there's different questions, but that's one. And then I'll say, so what do you know about hemp industry? Better yet, what CBD are you taking? Oh, I'm taking CBD, but I know nothing about the industry. It's just because everybody else is taking it. You know, that's one of them. And also just asking them point blank, will you take a few minutes to take a look at what I'm doing? Because I'm really excited about it and you need to know. I'm confident that you will find this of value, and it may or may not be for you. And if not, then then you might know somebody. So let's do this.
Beautiful, man.
So I have a question about that really quick, and I know we're ready to move on, but you didn't copy those word tracks word for word from somebody else like Lisa or Angela or Eva or Jenny. Those are not word for word tracks, are they?
No, they're a culmination of listening and staying tuned in and picking out what makes sense to me. There's some real key points, and there's definitely a structure to it. Follow the structure with a little bit of personality, and then based on those questions, a little and personalizing it to them.
So you blended, your teachers have taught you with your own language. So we're not encouraging people to run off and say whatever you want to say. We're saying make what you've been taught your own, own it, which is what you've done. Make
And
what,
practice, 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 because you can't come up with a script until you blurt it out of your mouth. And part of it is the feedback. And every time we do it, it gets better and better. And so it's like, I can't tell you an exact script, but if you do it 3 times, we just role played. And the way that you came back on the 3rd time was so different, you know? And so just those 3 calls would have set him into a new place on the 4th call, you know? So it's practice, practice, practice.
Well, you guys,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for sharing, Eric and Kristen. You guys are an amazing team. You guys are just,
Thank you.
go pick out your Jeep color, girl. You and Eric.
We have,
Okay, what do you want? What color?
well,
Well, it depends on who you're talking to. It's a deep blue with big fat tires. Or
well, no, it was the blue, but then we switched to reddish orange and now we're back to blue. I didn't know about the switch, but either or, hats off to either.
I still think it ought to be tie-dye for you guys.
Tie-dye Jeep. I'm feeling it.
the canvas,
What was that, Eric? We couldn't hear you. Talk over here.
maybe the canvas top will be tie-dye.
Okay.
Got it. Well, hey, thanks again so much for sharing your knowledge and your passion and your success with us.
Mm.
Thank you for having us.
Guys, appreciate that. Wow.
That's great.
Very,
All of
very
it's been
great training. So hopefully you guys understand the power that you have with Zalease. Not only do you have the power to serve others and to really help them with their health, but just based on what Patty said, you know, she talked about a system. And I always kind of share with you guys based on what is going on with our team. And once you have built a team, you learn from your team members. I was talking to Bethany today, who's on Laura McClendon's team, and we were talking a little bit about doing a 3-way text. And she was asking me if I was available. I was saying, you know what? I believe that ultimately the system has to create a conversation live with someone. Now, if you want to text somebody, if you want to private message somebody, if you want to try to initiate that conversation through social media, that's fine. But ultimately, the way I was taught the system is making contact. As Kristen, great discussion on not interested product user, potential product user with potential business, and then business builder. And if we can kind of go with that, the time that you want to bring your upline validation is when you have somebody that has potential for a business connection. And that's probably 20% of people.
Mhm.
But even though we have healthcare background, you know, product users are really, those are much simpler in order to share the product. It's a tangible thing. We have a PDF in the back office. I love the TED Talk on the endocannabinoid system. It's something everybody should see. It's 18 minutes. It's pretty easy to make a contact, share these tools, be able to decide if you can get a 90-day commitment for somebody to use this product correctly, whether it's Liché or internal CBD, CBG, product user, following up to see how is that product user doing on day 3, on day 6. Kristen, you guys do a great job with that. Follow up, because oftentimes in that follow-up, you are going to find people who have had great results, who are ready to either upgrade or ready to have that conversation. They have to have the tangible evidence. And so part of the system then is once they're open, you get that validation on the phone. You get
Which is your upline.
which is your upline. Exactly. And so until you have that, it may or may not really be appropriate to get upline leaders on the call for just product users. But Kristen, you and Eric have used us brilliantly with Todd this past weekend. And you guys, for people who are very big fish, it's possible to get Eva or Jenny and Tony on the line as well.
But you do that through us.
Definitely through us. So anyway, this is a system, is that we don't have to recreate the wheel. We want to know what tools work for us. And that's part of sorting this out and then finding your voice and your power in this business. And Kristen and Eric, you guys have shown us really how that's done. So I thank you so much for that. Anything else you want to add? Red zone.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are fully, Lisa and I are fully committed to kind of retraining ourselves at this time, and at the same time retraining our team and taking it from here. And so we committed the 1st of March to retrain on what's always been there and what Stephen Thompson always talks about. Now, if you're hearing a common theme, and that is following the tools and the pattern that Stephen Thompson, the founder, CEO, the mastermind, the direction giver, the visionary, if you're hearing a common theme that we're following his pattern more closely, that's exactly what we're doing. For a lot of reasons, success, plus that's the direction, the future of the company. So white zone, blue zone, red zone. Another way to say it right now, which sounds more familiar to you, is since we're in the last 10 days of the month, we are in the what? The last 10 days of the month is the red zone. It's the red hot zone. But the red zone is the way to both finish your month strong, running for rank, and helping your team run toward rank and to finish strong so that you create momentum for the beginning of next month. If you go into your next month running hard with new people, with enough product on board that you have in your purse, your car, your shelf, your storehouse, wherever, if you have your set up and ready to run, you're running toward rank, you hit the next month in the white zone for recruiting, adding list names to your list, showing the plan, so that you can move into the blue zone, which we just finished up, and repeat the cycle. And you will get this, but we're in the red zone. So we go red, white, blue now as we move forward the next few weeks. And so anyway, the red zone is really about finishing the month strong, looking at your goal, your rank goal, and seeing how you can get there, reaching to your team. You look down into your team and say, who can hit another rank, whether it's associate, somebody brand new who has one more person to add this month, let's make them associate this month. Look at your team and see who's at maybe 600 or 700 BV on their team, and they can hit community for the first time. Help them do it by the end of the month. Maybe you have a couple of people on your team who can run towards city rank, and they need your help. They need you to help them see that they can get it there. To get there, you help them see running for rank and what that can look like. If you need help with that, it's basically what it boils down to is looking at your BV, finding where your team is, helping them reach their rank to help you run yours. You say, well, I don't have a team yet. Okay, you set your goals then to reach the highest BV you can by the end of the month. That's really what it's about. Is there anything else you want to say about the red zone? So anyway, that's where we are for the next 10 days. And each month we'll talk more about this, but I have some affirmations. You want me to do those?
Please do.
So I'm ending our zone teaching each week with some affirmations and some gratitude. And again, I'm going to run through these fast, but part of it is I want you to continue in the mindset. So this is something I just wrote just a little while ago about red zone and affirmations. I am grateful for my personal growth. I am grateful for my team's growth. I am grateful for the enrollments and the training and the fast tracks that have happened during the blue zone. I am grateful that I'm growing in numbers and effectiveness and understanding of my own business. This was a great example tonight. I am grateful that I'm growing in understanding and effectiveness in my own business. I love the red zone, the last 10 days of the month. I love to run for rank. I love to help my team run for rank and reach their rank. I am good at getting better and better at building on momentum. I love momentum and beginning the next month with momentum. I am getting better and better at building my business in the red, the white, the blue zone. Together with my team, I am building with gold packs, fast tracks, and 4x4s. See how simple that is? It's really simple. Those are affirmations for the red zone.
Awesome. Good job, Hal Henson.
You're welcome.
How the Razorbacks?
Thank you. Oh, the Razorbacks, They won
Oh.
66-64, Sweet 16.
It's a good thing they won, or Hal might not be here, might be licking
Oh, I
his
would
wounds.
be too. I'd be here.
So guys, this starts with the decision, and Kristen said it, Patty said it. And, you know, these are people who have a significant experience in this business that have just made a shift and their mindset. One of the reasons we have this call is to take time off your learning curve. Just think about the lessons that have been taught tonight and see if that's something that you can actually learn from. Because the beauty of the red zone is when you're not the only one driving your volume. The beauty of the red zone is when you can look and you can help multiple people hit their rank goals, because what that does is it just lights a fire, it ignites volume, and it changes lives profoundly. So with that, I want to mention just a few things. We're actually starting a couple of new calls, and these are not going to be every week. One of them is called Fundamentals and Foundations. This is something that we did a little kind of a trial last week. We're gonna YouTube these, but this is kind of the fundamentals for people who are really just trying to wrap their mind around how to do this, what to say, you know, how do you understand, just how do you get started? That's one of the things I wanted to mention. The other one is, in doing this business, for me, my first 13 years, my biggest challenge was mindset. And so we're going to do another call that's really not business related, and it is just for women, but it's called Flourish. So if you have an interest in helping your own self to find your voice and to overcome obstacles and lock arms with other like-minded positive women, send me a text and I'll give you information on that as well.
That's not a business meeting.
It's
huh?
not a business
It's not
meeting.
about business. You're not talking business. You're not recruiting,
Nope,
right?
nope. It's really just
It's a beautiful thing is what it is.
Thank you.
So proud of Lisa. It's something she did in Indiana. So few of you are familiar with it. It's really it's a huge ministry. It's her heart to help, really not just to help, but to lock arms with women who can who can rise, especially with the encouragement and the sharing in a safe space, one another's struggles to help each other rise. And so it's been something we have talked about for the last 2 years. And since we've been in Arkansas over a year, it's something Lisa has wanted to reestablish, and I'm really proud of her for doing that. You'll benefit from it. And, you know, for some of you, it can really be more important than anything else you do. So
awesome. Thank you for that. So you can text me if you have an interest. And then I want 2 other people to weigh in, because these are 2 of our top leaders, Jim and Linda Ferguson and Steve and Jenny Todd. And I want to just ask them one question. Do you guys use the product approach or the opportunity?
I strictly use the opportunity most every time. I don't really, you know, as beginning just to start in this, you're all wrapped up with science and all that stuff. And as you evolve in this, you realize that's just not really that important. So it's the opportunity that is really important. And I always am just fishing for the opportunity with people more than the products. That's my answer in the short term.
And that's pretty impressive, Dr. Stephen Todd, since you are Mr. Science, Dr. Science himself. So it's great. It's great validation. Anything else you guys want to add? You know, it's so fun that if Patty Bug had not really shared this with Donna Phillips, who shared it with Jim and Linda, that's possible that you guys would not be in the business. In fact, it's likely that you would not be in the business. So how does that make you feel?
You just don't, you never prejudge anybody. You just talk to everybody because you just don't know where
You don't
that's
know.
going to lead. Just don't prejudge.
She doses in the parking lot on the beach.
Herself or
And she's getting in
And
just
she-
about the product
And she's
wholesale.
getting in about her wholesale. Yeah, absolutely.
Impressive. Well, you guys are an inspiration, and we so appreciate you guys just supporting this elevation call, as well as staying very plugged in and letting us help you guys and just doing this together. But we're going to see y'all next week, aren't we?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Bring your bathing suit.
Oh my, that's a
I'll bring mine when I can fit in it again. How about that?
Jim.
You know, I really think that with us where we are right now at the business, we introduce the product of the business opportunity. But it really depends upon where you are in the business as to how you introduce the business. It may be that you had a product experience and that's where you begin. I know that that's pretty much how it was for us. We had a product experience. I'm very business minded, and the opportunity was always on the forefront. But I will tell you, if you're seasoned in this business for any period of time, you need to learn how to lead with the opportunity, how that to be your lead, because people are equally struggling with their financial health as they are their physical health. So it really kind of depends upon where the individual is.
Well, and it also depends on the prospect.
Mhm.
I was on the phone yesterday with an old girlfriend from college.
Another old girlfriend. How many old girlfriends does this guy have?
If Jim Ferguson recruited a third of his old girlfriends,
Anyway,
now what the heck, Jim?
She's, and where she is in her life with everything that's going on, it's all about the product with her, and I just know that, and so and just like when we show the plan, we say, get in where you fit in. Well, you have to reach people at their level of need.
Mhm.
And so, but now if I'm talking to a business person and, whether they got, health things dropping off of them or not, we're going to lead with the business, of course, but just knowing her and where she was and where she is in her life, it was all about the product with her.
Ultimately, people will actually get an opportunity, see the opportunity. Just like tonight, there's a new person on the call tonight, Luis Barco, and and we led with the opportunity with him. And
Exactly.
and so welcome, Luis. So glad to have you on the call tonight. But it really depends. And once again, Lisa and Hal, thank you again for an amazing call. Kristen and Eric and Patty, so proud of all of you. I just got chills with Patty, man, when I was listening to her. So it's exciting. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you, guys. That's great feedback. And I'm going to pause right here and just, it's a great summary to really what we discussed. It is really get in where you fit in. But for me, I want people to understand the bigger picture always. And did you want to add to that? Okay.
Mhm.
So we're going to pause right now, guys. Anyone have any kind of comments, questions, feedback? We will see everyone, of course, on the Freedom Call tomorrow evening, 8:00 Central. Jenny Lusby is doing the business overview Tuesday night, and that's at 8:00 Central. And then Thursday, I believe at 6:00 Central is the live event in Noblesville, Indiana. That I think they're Zooming as well. But all of those are posted on Team Unlimited. So if you're also just shout out to anybody else who's new. And if you are a sponsor that has a new person on this call, I hope that you will just introduce them for us. Any other questions or comments? You guys are either lulled to sleep or the Razorbacks that game is already over.
I'd like to thank Kristen and Eric and Patty also for what a wonderful job they did. And I love this format, Lisa. I love everyone sharing because everybody brings a different view to this business. And Eric did a fabulous job of explaining that binary. I'm telling you, I read that and I read that and I read that. And I just took all kinds of notes, Eric, and I just thank you so much for that. But I just appreciate everybody sharing. I just love it. It was awesome tonight. Thank everybody that shared. And Hal and Lisa, thank you again for being just such the wonderful leaders that you are. We just appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate everybody, every one of you guys. I want you to know the power that you have when you share this business with people. It is a life-changing opportunity. And really, you guys, we have not even begun yet. So you're looking at this, you're joining us at the best time. As you can see, there's people who've been in it for years who are just now starting to gain traction.
Remember, we're all still very much early adopters, and the faster we learn to be business-minded, yes, but also opportunity-minded, there's a difference between business mindset and opportunity mindset. And so when you have opportunity mindset first in this business, you always end up helping people with their health. But if you focus on health, you don't always, you might miss opportunity to help people with their financial future. So that's why we lean toward this opportunity first mindset, because it will from there fill in the personal relationship, the personal growth, the helping of others in so many ways. Whereas if we just do the product oriented direction and focus, and I understand confidence, that a lot of people don't have personal confidence, but I will tell you that Kristen and Eric, as an example, have raised their personal confidence really much, much, much higher in the last 2 or 3 weeks as a result of them becoming more understanding of the business opportunity and how to own it. So anyway, that's all.
You guys, thank you for being on our call tonight. And we are actually doing a Project 500 call after this. So those of you guys who are working on that, you know
In
who you
Evansville.
are in Evansville. We'll see you in about 5 or 10 on this Zoom. You guys, everybody else, thank you for joining. Patty, Kristen, Eric, thank you guys so much for sharing from the heart. Love every one of you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Beth. Bye-bye, guys.